This, ladies and gents, what we're dealing with right now, this is the price action that we needed, but it is not the price action that we deserve. The fucking degenerates in this space just could not see this coming. But what we've got here is just more consolidation happening at a resistance level. A few hours ago, just like an hour or two ago, we actually absolutely shot up. We had a really nice moonshot coming up here deep into this resistance level, nearly just kind of penetrating that $27,000 area, and also by virtue of that, very firmly hitting this parallel channel that we had offering resistance to Bitcoin. So more good signs, more good signs right here. If we take a look at the dollar, we have seen a little bit of a rebound for the dollar. The dollar is picking up a little bit of strength. Bitcoin doesn't care. Bitcoin continues to hold incredibly strong. All of this happening against the backdrop on the 4Flies dashboard of a healthier long and short ratio. Take a look at this right here, guys. 1.3 longs for every short on Binance Retail. We actually saw Binance top traders with those kind of ratios a few weeks back. So things have massively reeled in. Things have massively gotten better here and improved and become a little bit more sensible. And that's exactly what we need in order to continue rallying up. So it's really nice to see that we hit this area of resistance, that we kind of penetrated it a little bit. And I do want to talk to you about this and where this could lead the market. But before I do continue, I have to highlight to you the amazing opportunities available to you with the links in the description down below. When you sign up to BingX using my link in the description down below, not only are you going to get over $1,000 in bonuses, but you're also going to be able to trade all of these commodities here: gold, oil, indices, S&P 500, Germany's DAX, UK's FTSE 100, Forex. But this is the craziest part to me, is you've also got Tesla, Apple, Amazon, Google, Intel, Lyft, Microsoft. It's absolutely crazy. There's everything here that you could want to trade in addition to crypto. And the craziest part to me is that they're not even going to ask you for a picture of yourself or a picture of your ID. There's really not that many options around in the space anymore that have that level of flexibility and privacy. But if that does appeal to you, then definitely do check it out. And my favorite exchange is Bybit. You already know the deal. Up to 30K, just depending on what you deposit and trade with, they will give you up to $30,000. Any profits that you generate using that money are yours to keep. So crazy offers. We'll talk about them a little bit more later on in this video, but let's get back to the analysis here and break down what we are seeing. It's just, more attempts at the upside. I mean, granted, this did end up getting giving the market a rejection, so we might be ready to test the downside. But what I really like is that, from this high, we have come down to test some of these, lower levels that I warned you guys that we might come down to, right? I was talking about this level right here potentially acting as an area of support for Bitcoin. It was previously support and resistance and support back here, and this is what I said could be a nice bounce zone for Bitcoin. It's really funny, actually. It was right after I made my video, the price started to dub, and everybody and their nan in the YouTube comment section of my most recent video thought that I was completely wrong about the market. But what I've been warning you guys about is that, from these resistance levels, resistance levels do typically offer resistance. I am trying to keep it simple. We don't have to complicate these things. And so, when you get resistance, you can find some pullbacks. Yeah. So these areas like this area of support right here definitely do look appealing to me. And I think that if we do look at this on a kind of shorter time frame, we're going to start to see some nice support developing here. Yeah, look at this on the hourly time frame. Huge Ichimoku cloud. Very nice trending market on the hourly time frame, literally since the 15th of June. So only about 4 days, but absolutely beautiful formation here with this nice green Ichimoku cloud. If we take a look at the 4-hour EMA ribbon, we're also seeing some support from this indicator right now as well. Yes, we are still battling resistance on the daily time frame, so this does still hold. And on the daily time frame, we have all the same areas of resistance that we already knew about. All right, this parallel channel clearly rejected Bitcoin. This green box right here that we were looking at for quite some time, still problematic for Bitcoin. This EMA ribbon, still a problem for Bitcoin. 4-hour Ichimoku cloud. We're in it right now, and we're not quite able to break out above it. But this 4-hour time frame is actually what I want to focus you on for the next few minutes, because this is where the opportunities are. If we take a look at this and really understand what this means, one of the beautiful things about the Ichimoku cloud is it predicts if resistance will get weaker in the future. Yeah. So like, for example, 22nd of June, we're probably going to be expecting our resistance to drop a little bit, which means that if we're trading here and then we just kind of trade sideways, the resistance is done. We should have an easier time to rise up. And that is exactly the position that Bitcoin is about to find itself in. If Bitcoin is able to hold this current level, we will beat the Ichimoku cloud of resistance within the next basically 8 hours, which is definitely pretty significant. That's one of those signs where, again, the market has been trending on the 4-hour time frame to some extent. So this is definitely something that's worth paying at least a little bit of attention to. And yeah, we are right now seeing a potential really nice setup for a breakout to the upside here, which is absolutely phenomenal. If you're starting to see that our resistance levels are getting lower and lower and lower, but the price is holding in the same place, that is a very good sign. If we take a look at this on the daily time frame as well, just to kind of deconstruct what we're seeing, we've had a few days of nice uptrends. We've had this day of consolidation, and today also offering some consolidation, but also showing us that the market is, market has a bit of that bullish energy right now. The market is feeling it. The market's kind of vibing with what we're getting right now, which is great. That's exactly what we want to see. And again, I think that now that we've seen that test to the upside, it is possible that we do get the test to the downside. This is just what happens. You get liquidity at the top, you get liquidity at the bottom, and then you return to the mean, you return to the average, and then, the true price action takes hold after that, right? Very, very common price action for Bitcoin. Take liquidity at the bottom, take liquidity at the top, return to the middle. Okay, we see it on all sorts of time frames. That was a very easy example for me to give you. I'm going to give you another one right here. Take a look at this. We're trading at a mean roughly around over here. Grab some liquidity up here, grab some down here, grab some up here, grab some down here and up here. And then, we're just kind of, we're not actually trading back in the mean. Our mean is a little bit lower. But the point is that, we are just kind of, messing about that way. So this is, one of the things that Bitcoin does all the time. It's just the reality of the market. Obviously, it makes it hard to trade. It makes it hard to analyze and so on and so forth. But we're not going to sit here and cry about that. We're just going to try and be as aware of it as possible so that we can game it and then make money off it where possible as well. So, daily time frame is looking good in that regard. I mean, we've had a nice uptrend. We're now, consolidating at a high. We've tried to, break above it. That's what we want to see. We want to see on a daily time frame that we are mounting attacks. And as a result of that, we want to see that these attacks are, at the very least, that they're not getting, absolutely catastrophically sent back down. And that is absolutely beautiful because we are still holding fairly strong right now. So if this thing does continue to move up, this is where things could get quite exciting. One of the key things that I do want to highlight to you is that, it is definitely an important resistance level. And I've been talking to you about that quite a bit. But at the same time, we've, casually broken above this resistance level many times. We've fallen below it many times. We've broken back above it, fallen below it, back above, down and then up. And, so this level has a history of not being respected. I think the only reason that we might have a problem now is because there's so much confluence, right? It's not just the resistance level that goes horizontally right now. It's also this downward sloping parallel channel. It's also the EMA ribbons and the Ichimoku clouds and whatever other indicators you're using. A lot of them will be showing resistance in this range right now. And that is what I think makes it a little bit more problematic. But again, if we just kind of hold on here for a little bit, even if we get a little bit of a pullback, as long as we're not going all the way back down here, like I said in the previous video, make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss it. If we just get a little pullback and then kind of start mounting that attack to the upside, we're still chilling. We're still doing okay. I think that's actually going to put Bitcoin in a really, really nice place. Again, if we take a look at where traditional finance is, we're seeing some pullbacks right here, right? I mean, this is a little bit of a pullback. The market is closed right now because of a holiday, but we will see it opening up tomorrow. And, if this pullback continues, I think that just is another key sign that, Bitcoin was kind of messing around. Bitcoin was playing games, for a little bit, but Bitcoin is kind of catching up to how traditional finance has been moving for quite some time now. So that's actually a really nice sign. I mean, if Bitcoin is going to start getting a little bit more bullish sentiment behind it, that's all you need, right? I mean, Bitcoin is the most FOMO-driven asset that I think I've ever seen, other than like NFTs and other shit coins. Bitcoin is a very FOMO-driven asset compared to traditional finance. So, if it starts to kind of glow and start looking nice and start looking exciting, then everything's going to be, through rose-tinted glasses afterwards. I mean, that's just how these markets are. The markets operate in this way where, if we're in a bearish environment, then everything looks really, really scary. And if we're in a bullish environment, then everything looks like a nice, happy opportunity. And that's kind of, it's way too early to say that that's what we're looking at. But again, let's just try and understand what we're actually dealing with here. I think as soon as we break this resistance level, it shouldn't be particularly hard to to get into the next area of resistance, and I don't think that the next area of resistance is particularly strong. So I think that it's going to be quite easy for Bitcoin to basically just get back up to these highs in the very low $30,000 range. And if that does happen, we are looking at quite a big percentage move up. Again, like 12% move there, absolutely huge. And like I did say earlier on in this video, if you are interested in trading these things, you can actually do that by following the links that I've given you in the description down below. Bybit offering you up to $30,000 in trading bonuses. Again, this just depends on what you deposit and what you trade with. They will give you this free money credited into your account. And if you already have a Bybit account, you can make a brand new one and you will still get this reward, which is very, very cool indeed. The other exchanges here, again, huge offers. OKX, $60,000 in rewards. It's just crazy. I don't know how they're doing this, but they are doing it. And the thing with OKX is this doesn't really depend on your deposit as much. This is actually just down to luck. So you can deposit just $50 and you have access to huge rewards, like 30K or even more than that. So their offers are really, really cool. Again, Bybit just gives you straight cash. So that is just filthy. That's just absolutely crazy having that much free money deployed into your account to trade with. I mean, it's just, free money handed to you on a platter, basically, because if you lose the money, it doesn't matter. It wasn't yours to begin with. But if you make money, then they let you withdraw it, which is really, really cool. So definitely worth checking those things out if you are interested. If we do take another look at the 4Flies dashboard, fear and greed index, like I said, is pulling back a little bit. That's neither here nor there. We are still in pretty neutral territory, so I don't like that. I would rather us be a little bit more bearish, but that's again, I'm not gonna base my entire thesis upon those kind of numbers. I don't think that they're that important. What I think is very important is just kind of understanding that support is here, resistance is here. We're consolidating at resistance much more than we were consolidating at support, and consolidating at key levels is generally a very, very telling sign that we're going to break those levels. So this is giving me the right signs as far as I'm concerned on this chart. I do want to take a quick peek at the Bitcoin dominance because this has been pretty crazy. And just continuing to grind upwards, so close to that 50% mark right here. We actually already hit it just earlier today, 50% Bitcoin dominance. The last time that we had a Bitcoin dominance reading this high was actually way back here in May of 2021. And, and that wasn't, it was really, really nice, but we've actually been low before this as well. We were below this level, throughout basically the first half of 2018, which was such a long time ago. And one of the things that we see in bear markets is is going to be a bit depressing now, to be honest, guys. I'm sorry to break this to you, is that in bear markets, Bitcoin tends to gain a lot of supremacy. And, you can see how high that took Bitcoin last time. And this is, a big part of this is people, buying Bitcoin, but a big part of this is people selling their altcoins, and if there's less money in altcoin than in the altcoin market, then there's going to be more money overall percentage wise in Bitcoin, and that's what affects the Bitcoin dominance. And this is a really strong indicator in my experience to tell you how screwed is the market, how much more does the market need to drop, how has the market dropped enough, so on and so forth. There's a lot of different ways we can try and answer that question, and looking at this kind of thing is definitely one of those options. So there's lots going on this chart right now. Obviously it's hard to unpack it all, but I will be back with you guys with some more videos very, very shortly. So if you have enjoyed this one, then do me a favor and smash up the likes. If you want to get inside of the VIP group and see how I'm trading these markets in real time, gain access to the 4Flies Academy course to learn all the theory behind what I'm doing and so on and so forth, you can do that by following these steps on screen right here or these links in the description down below. But other than that, guys, I really hope you have enjoyed this one. You know exactly what to do. If you have, hit up the likes, subscribe, tick the bell, do all that beautiful stuff, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.